From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
I'm Mitch Laggy. Fire season is still very active across Montana. I'll bring you an update on the south central part of the state coming up.
And in our latest edition of Positively Montana, some art hangs on a wall. This art is on the wall. That mural, beautiful, from Bozeman, coming up. Meantime, oh, look at that. It is beautiful outside. That is a live shot from the Montana State University campus, 6:30 on this Monday. Chet Lehman, Matt Elwell with you here. You know what? There is a downside to some of this, but there is an upside to some of it as well. Try to look on the bright side.
Air quality isn't good, but if you look at the sunrise, man, those oranges and yellows are absolutely stunning this time of year. Talk a little bit about air quality, but while I'm at it, I'll show you the sunrise. You're looking at the mining city. Air quality right now, unhealthy for sensitive groups in Butte. It has been pretty nasty from time to time this morning. Moderate for Bozeman and West Yellowstone. Good this morning in Dillon. Temperatures right now into the 50s, 40s in West Yellowstone. Clouds will be on the increase, and they may temper the potential of those extreme temperatures that we saw yesterday. It's still hot, but it does look like we have a very isolated chance of a shower for today. Highs into the upper 90s in Bozeman, low maybe mid 90s in Butte as we're heading into the afternoon. We're going to break it all down from the weather patio in just a couple of minutes.
Thank you. That leads nicely into our top story this half hour, Matt, the wildfires. The number of wildfires in Montana growing along with our rising temperatures. Goose Fire, Madison County now at more than 6,000 acres. Firefighters say that lightning started blaze back on July 1st. It's located 32 miles southeast of Ennis. Now, according to the Northern Rockies Incident Management Team on that fire, it is 17% contained. Firefighters say they are concerned about hot temperatures on the way today, along with a chance of storms, which might include dry lightning and wind. Elsewhere, Trail Creek Fire, 20 miles west of Wisdom, has grown to almost 20,000 acres with no containment. That fire expected to grow and is threatening the Highway 43 corridor over the next couple of days. Highway 43 has been closed on and off from the Montana border to west of Wisdom. Road crews encourage drivers to call ahead and check road reports online. Crews are working to protect nearby structures and some private homes. And not far from there, the Alder Creek Fire is also growing, now at 4,136 acres. Evacuation orders do remain in place through today, could be extended. That fire first reported back on July 8th. It's 7 miles west of Wise River. Protecting homes and structures remains the highest priority. Lookouts kept an eye on the blaze throughout Sunday along the Highway 43 and the Pioneer Scenic Byway. Well, we're also hearing from the Custer-Gallatin National Forest as of Saturday evening. Yellowstone Ranger District assisting other firefighters on the American Fork Fire. Here's some photos of that. The American Fork Fire is burning at least 700 acres, 2 miles north of O'Hearn Creek. That fire again, 400 acres. MTN's Mitch Laggy reports now on some other fires burning near Billings.
Fire season is taking its toll in Yellowstone County after a blaze that started Friday night burned 3 structures near Huntley. The fire is now called the Buffalo Fire and has burned 300 acres near White Buffalo Trail. The fire was 50% contained as of Sunday evening. No evacuation orders are in place for the Buffalo Fire. It burned grassy and rugged terrain and was observed to have mild behavior on Sunday. Firefighters are preparing for 100-degree temperatures into next week.
It was, really scary there for a day or so, and now we're in patrol status, so things have definitely calmed down. It looks like the temperatures will drop a bit come Tuesday, but it's still very hot. Folks that have been doing this for a really long time are saying we're like a month to a month and a half ahead of where you would normally see these hot and dry conditions. So I think it just means it's going to be a really long summer.
And in Carbon County, crews made progress on the Harris Fire and reached 25% containment on Sunday. The fire was started by lightning and has burned 2,500 acres of grassland and forested draws. New on Sunday, an evacuation order was lifted for about 50 residents who have been out of their homes for about 24 hours. Some road closures near Joliet have been partially lifted and are now local access only, including Coal Creek Road from Highway 212 north to Bellion Road, both entrances of Farewell Road and Steen Road. Crews were able to make good progress on the Harris Fire over the weekend.
They dug a lot of line, and firefighters have worked really hard to contain it, and so it really is behaving better today. So that's why the evacuation orders and the road closures are now lifted.
In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
6:34 on the national scene. Now more than 370 people have died in mass shootings this year. That's nearly 50% more than at the same point a year ago. All the gun violence may have you wondering if any gun laws will soon change in this country. While the U.S. Senate is expected to take up the issue in the coming days, our Joe St. George explains the passion and debate on this subject isn't just coming from victims' families. It's coming from Second Amendment supporters too. That's why any major changes from Congress do not appear to be on the horizon.
It's hard to even describe in words, right?
For Carla Byrne, coming here is tough. It's one of the more emotional reminders of what happened in Odessa, Texas, nearly 2 years ago.
We were literally in a war zone in our own town.
A gunman drove around town randomly shooting and killing people on the streets. Her brother Joey, one of the 7 killed, 25 were injured.
Every time I see this bench.
A bench here lists the names of the lives lost. Carla's brother was driving when the gunman encountered him.
His wife and his 2 children were in the car with him. They're sitting at a stoplight, and they actually rolled up next to the USPS van. Of course, not knowing that the monster was sitting in the van.
Carla's story, while heartbreaking, is becoming less and less of an anomaly. There have been more than 1,800 people injured or killed in mass shootings so far in 2021. That's according to the nonprofit research group Gun Violence Archive. That's a higher toll than in 2015 or 2018. Carla knows all these shootings are difficult to remember, and there's a chance you may have forgotten about the mass shooting that changed her life. That sad fact is why she's so perplexed, why so little has changed with gun laws nationwide.
I know it's painful and frustrating.
Even President Biden has acknowledged how limited his actions on guns have been since taking office. And while the White House supports efforts in the U.S. Senate to vote on background checks and gun sales in the coming days, congressional aides tell us those votes will likely fail if they take place at all. Bipartisan negotiations have broken down, and Democrats can't make changes on their own. In Texas, not only is background check reforms not passed at the state level, a new law allows anyone living there to carry handguns without a license or training starting in September. Carla says that's the exact opposite of what politicians promised her after her brother's death.
It's names on a bench. That's all it is. Names on a bench. It means nothing to them. And when it means nothing except a name on a bench, then this is what we see happen.
So why aren't gun laws changing nationwide? Well, for one, Democrats don't have the votes here on Capitol Hill. They need at least 10 Republicans in the United States Senate to join the 50 Democrats to pass anything consequential. And when you speak to Second Amendment lobbying groups, you quickly realize they're just as passionate about this subject as Carla.
The point is, when a bad guy wants to do damage, all the laws in the world aren't going to stop it.
Meet David Ahmad with Open Carry Texas, a group that has vowed to campaign against any politician, Democrat or Republican, who advocates for any form of gun control. He believes Americans have actually embraced more guns to protect themselves in recent months, not less. On average, the FBI processes 8.6 million gun background checks annually. Last year in 2020, they processed 12.8 million background checks. He doesn't believe making it harder to own a gun or restricting what guns can be bought is constitutional.
Defending yourself and having the equipment that you need to do that is the only form of common sense that's ever going to make a damn bit of difference. Let me ask you a question. How many times has the existence of a law prevented a crime? The answer is none.
As you can see, David's passion rivals Carla's, and that's what makes this issue so polarizing, and why not much is expected to change anytime soon. I'm Joe St. George reporting.
6:38 back here at home. Have you seen the new mural near completion in Bozeman? MTN's Holly Brantley has the story of the artist and the inspiration behind it in this edition of Positively Montana.
Colors of the Treasure State captured here on the RSVP Motel. I got to meet the 2 young women who created the design, one they hope brings even more beauty to Bozeman.
I'm Gabrielle Lewis, and I'm an illustrator. Being an illustrator means I have a medium for a special talent. Plus, illustrator is a bit more of a posh term than artist.
As she works on her 3rd mural, Gabrielle Lewis explains how she came up with her current masterpiece, one chosen to go right here on Bozeman's RSVP Motel.
To be able to create something that identifies not only the motel, not only the street, but Bozeman itself, is wild.
She's a graduate of MSU, originally obsessed with being a cartoonist. Her Our first two murals are near Seattle. Cows in a Forest and Jimmy's Dragon, an ode to Jimi Hendrix.
My favorite thing to draw, paint, design are animals. This is Charlotte. She's our female buffalo. We prefer that you take pictures with Charlotte instead of disrupting the bison at Yellowstone.
So far, the bear is nameless, though, and so is the mural. But she says this current project is her favorite. Networking, good connections, and of course, her unique gifts landed her this job. But she hardly sees it as work, using her talents to capture all that embodies Bozeman, Montana, sharing the colorful city on this wall.
So there's probably like 12 to 14 different wildflower species on this wall. There's something about the people, the culture, the state, the adventure that happens here. The most challenging part is probably the size of it.
She's not conquering the 2,200 square foot canvas of sorts alone. Her best friend and partner in creation, Candace Knoll, is always close by.
We're tired, but it's still so great. It's just kind of like a feeling of home.
A home here in Bozeman they've felt even more connected to since they've started spending 6 days a week right here on scaffolding, paintbrushes in hand at the corner of Peach and 7th Street.
I mean, I joke with Candace that we've met half of Bozeman on this street.
New friends like the kids who stop by and want to lend a hand.
I live for the little kids in the back seat as the SUV drives by. They're like, good job.
And then there's the honking.
It's kind of like a Morse code. One honk is definitely like my first time here, hi, test the water. 2 honks is like I've been here, also like hello.
From the first 25 gallons of pink paint to the finishing touches, they've got it all planned out through a grid.
So it's all really specific.
Every piece planned between the lines of blue chalk that will eventually be erased.
It's been great to see the pattern start to take shape.
It's hard work, and they have the calluses to prove it.
Yes, I've got calluses, I've got cuts.
2 women, dozens of paint cans, and thousands of brush strokes weaving together the tapestry that makes Bozeman, Montana so unique. The people, the wildlife, the wildflowers.
If guests to our state start identifying Bozeman by this art, that would be an honor.
As for when the job is done, Gabrielle says they'll just know.
Art definitely tells you when it's done.
And Gabrielle and Candace will be creating 2 more murals in Bozeman and another in Great Falls in the weeks to come. In Bozeman, Holly Brantley, MTN News.
Thank you, Holly. Again, North 7th and Peach here in Bozeman. You can check out their work on that mural. It is 6:42. We're going to take a break. There's getting to be a lot of stuff in space around Earth. Coming up, learn how the U.S. Space Command wants to find a new way to keep track of it all. But first, here's Vladimir Duthier with a look at what's coming up at 7 o'clock on CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, all systems are go for tomorrow's Blue Origin space launch. Jeff Bezos and his 3-person crew of all civilian astronauts join us to talk about the historic flight. Also, Coco Gauff pulls out of the Olympics after testing positive for COVID. Now, coronavirus cases are casting a shadow over Tokyo's games, set to start in just a few days. And only on CBS This Morning, meet the first ever Asian American curve model to be featured in Sports Illustrated's swimsuit issue. How she's breaking barriers. We'll see you at 7.